Good morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Wednesday, the 7th of October. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, we're looking at the hourly candlesticks. It's a bearish start to the morning after yesterday's late sell-off. We're going to see Bitcoin break through the pivot level at 10,661 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 10,773. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break back through to 10,700 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin revisit 10,800 levels before any pullback, should fall well short of the second major resistance level at 10,933 however. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 10,501 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should steer clear of sub 10,400s. Second major support level sits at 10,389. Looking at the MACDs, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms. There was a failed bullish cross there late yesterday, but nothing conclusive to suggest a recovery of yesterday's losses. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 fall back towards the 100 and the 200, supportive of this early move south in the early part of the day. So key through the morning would be to break through that pivot level at 10,661 to then target 10,700 levels. Fail to do that and you're looking at sub 10,500. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, it's bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see Ethereum move through the pivot at 344.28 to bring the first major resistance level at 351.83 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break back through to 350 levels however. So barring extended rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ethereum revisit 355s. That's yesterday's high. Before any pullback, should fall well short of the second major resistance level at 362.88. Failure to move through the pivot, bring the first major support level sitting at 333.23 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, Ethereum should avoid sub 330s. Second major support level sits at 325.68. Looking at the MACDs, a slight narrowing of the bearish histograms. Again, we had a failed bullish cross there, so nothing conclusive to suggest a move northwards this morning. Looking at the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 pull back from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bearish morning ahead. So key through the morning, move back through to 344 levels, through that pivot level to bring 350s into play. Failure to do that and you're looking at that first major support level. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, early pullback this morning. Going to see Litecoin move through the pivot at 46.59 to bring the first major support level sitting at 47.64 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break back through to 47 levels however. Barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Litecoin revisit 48 levels before any pullback. Should fall well short of the second major resistance level sitting at 49.26 however. Failure to move through the pivot brings the first major support level sitting at 44.97 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, should avoid sub 43s. Second major support level sitting at 43.92 should limit any downside. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bearish histogram there, supportive of this early pullback. And we're seeing the 50 EMA narrow on the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a bearish morning ahead. So failure to move through that pivot level of 46.59 will bring that first major support level at 44.97 into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move through the pivot at 24.85 to bring the first major support level sitting at 25.65 into play. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rally for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.25 levels. So barring an extended rally on the day, expect the first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ripple's XRP retest resistance at 0.26 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.2673. Failure to move through the pivot brings the first major support level sitting at 0.2377 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.23s. Second major support level sits at 0.2297. Looking at the MACDs, slight narrowing of the bearish histograms after yesterday's bearish cross, but nothing to suggest a bullish move ahead. On the EMAs, we're seeing the 50 close on the 100 and the 200, supporting this early move south. So failure to move through that pivot level would bring sub 0.24s and that first major support level into play.